Hello, Tatjana.
Good morning, Bahar.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me on such a beautiful day right before Christmas.
Christmas.
Here in
Exactly.
Spain, it's beautiful and sunny. I see on your side, I see also a lot of sunshine, both inside and outside.
Yeah. I'm
Wonderful.
glad to hear you today, and it's pleasure to have you. I have a chance to review your profile, Tatjana, and I'm truly inspired by your diverse experience in HR, talent acquisition, and leadership coaching. You work across different industry and region, and it's clear you've made a significant impact in your field. Honestly, seeing your background makes me think you are in a great position to address some of the concerns and challenges that many job seekers and professionals face today. And I'm really looking forward to learning from your insights.
Thank you. I will be happy to share insights that I have.
Thank you. Okay, before we dive into the questions, I love to know about in your own words, about you in your own words. Could you please introduce yourself to us and share a bit about your journey, please?
My name is Tatjana, and all my professional journey I have been specializing in talent acquisition, in recruitment, predominantly in renewable energy, in ICT sectors. For the last 2 years, I've been doing mostly senior talent acquisition, senior executive roles. My journey started actually in the UK when I had an internship at a startup company where I was hiring artificial intelligence specialists, machine learning, data science for banks, for tech companies. Later on, I moved to the Netherlands and I transitioned to Manpower Group, which is a very big American company, where I was also doing talent acquisition, senior talent acquisition within solar energy predominantly. And this followed by me opening my own company in renewable energy. So I've been mostly hiring, acquiring talents in the UK, in the Netherlands, in Scandinavia, in Germany. And those conversations, collaborations that I had with executives, talented, educated people, they sparked in me passion for coaching that I have been following recent years. That's a bit about me.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Your journey is really inspiring, and it's clear you've made a big impact for your work. And Tatiana, what inspired you to choose human resource as your career path?
I moved from Lithuania, was myself born in Lithuania, and back in 2018, I moved to the Netherlands to study international business for Asia with a focus on Japanese language and culture. And the university that I have chosen in Rotterdam, it was focused on a lot of practice, many internships, exchanges, and throughout working on many projects, I sense that human resources is closest to me because of the strength that I had, because of the interest. I have always been loving empowering people, inspiring people. This is also what I am doing now with my content on LinkedIn and with my everyday activities, responsibilities as a coach and talent acquisition specialist. So I sense that I need to grow my career in human resources.
Right. It's clear you're passionate about what you do. Advances in technology, many companies now use AI to screen and reject CVs during the process step. In your opinion, how can job seekers craft their CVs to avoid being rejected and secure an interview?
Indeed, that's what is happening now quite actively, very big trend.
Yeah.
And candidates come to me and they ask, give me this recipe how to hack the bot. And I always try to invite them to look this situation from the perspective of how we can actually benefit from it. And of course, in order to see the advantages, we need to understand very well the AI and how we can collaborate with it. So, the first step that I always do with my candidates is that we carefully analyze job descriptions. Based on the niche that they specialize in, we create a list of, let's say, 5, 10 different vacancies, job descriptions, and we ask even ChatGPT to to analyze them and to define the list of keywords
Mhm.
that we later on adjust and input into the resumes of the candidate. This way, we tailor resumes to the job description. So later on, AI would be able to catch those keywords and identify relevant candidates.
Oh,
This is one thing. The second thing is that LinkedIn offers opportunities that we need to, which potential we need to maximize. In the meaning of that recruiters, they do actively use LinkedIn Recruiter, which is expansion of LinkedIn. Within this LinkedIn Recruiter, there are filters that the talent acquisition, recruitment specialists use, skills. Another one that I want to emphasize is location. It is extremely challenging to go through thousands of LinkedIn profiles
mhm.
of candidates that match project manager, business development specialist role. That's why we do use filters in order to increase efficiency, effectiveness of our search. Coming back to location, there is one specific filter where we choose city. For example, job vacancy is opened at the company based in Amsterdam. And we are looking for candidates, let's say 50 kilometers from Amsterdam. In case candidates notifies that he lives in the Netherlands, he keeps location general, it's extremely hard or really impossible for him to be on the top of the list because his location is too broad. So keep in mind that your location needs to be very specific. City where you are based. Third point is personal brand. This is extremely important because by building your presence on LinkedIn, if there are other platforms that you see that, okay, this is the platform where experts in my field network, communicate, consider it as well. I will be speaking now about LinkedIn. Because by building your presence, building your network, you can actually go directly, connect directly with decision makers, build relationship, and to a certain extent exclude AI in your journey.
That's really practical advice. I think a lot of people can benefit from keeping these points in their mind. Another question is that how can someone negotiate for a salary increase within their organization? And When do you think is the best time to bring this up?
It's preferable that the company already knows your certain salary expectations before you go on interview, before you meet them face to face. Because this way, the time investment, both from your side and from the side of the company, will be wiser. Another thing that it's interesting that candidates often see the interview procedure as, in certain meaning, one-way conversation, question from employer, a response from the candidate. I always try to challenge the perspective of my candidates and invite them to see from the perspective as an opportunity to interview client company as well, because and address all the questions that you have, that you things that you deeply care about, that are important for you in your next step. So interview company as well, gain all the ins and outs. And for this, of course, it is very important to know how you see your next step, what is important for you in the next step. And it comes to very detailed preparation, coming up with a list of questions, researching company before coming to the interview, all ins and outs. This is also what I do in my practice. I prepare candidates for interviews. After addressing these questions about the department, about the values of the companies, about ongoing projects and project that company plans to start, ask if you can meet people that are working in the department to whom you will be reporting, who will be reporting to you. You may wonder, how is it connected with salary? I will tell you, because all these insights that you gather, they will serve as a data that will help you to translate your values, your value to the company, to the employer, and negotiate the salary that you aim for.
That's a great advice. All right. Now let's move on the coaching part of your field of work. Um, how did you come to coaching and who can benefit from this coaching?
It has been a very adventurous, very exciting journey. As I mentioned, I started as an intern in the UK when I was hiring artificial intelligence, machine learning specialists for banks, tech companies. Later on, I joined Manpower Group. At some point, opened my own company, Your Talent Consultancy. And, so many collaborations and placements, communication with executives, they sparked with me interest in learning how I can develop deeper relationships with them. I also noticed another side of talent acquisition and recruitment, which I found limiting, since I was limited by the number of roles, number of collaborations I had with clients, companies. However, through being out there, LinkedIn, meeting people, there were so many talented, educated specialists, ambitious people from different industries that were coming to me, that were struggling with job search. And at some point, I started wondering how I can tailor my business so I would be able to help more people. So I started doing consultancy, and I started advising, consulting people on their job search strategies, how to tailor resumes. how to prepare efficiently for interviews, and how to have this clear salary negotiation strategies before they come on interviews. And I've been receiving feedback throughout conversation, throughout helping my candidates. They were sharing that questions that they were finding very powerful, very thought provoking, were often open ended questions, which is different from the classical consultancy. So I started researching deeper what it is, what I'm actually doing naturally. And I found out that this is techniques from coaching. So I started building upon this and also embark on the journey at ICA, International Coach Academy in Australia, that is accredited by International Coaching Federation. So this is what I have been actively doing now. Who can benefit from it? People that are aspire to grow, ambitious people that dream, people that struggle, people that understand that something is stopping them and they don't entirely understand what it is, what's stopping them from growth. So coaching is a partnership. When coach inspires, embarks on a journey, on very exploratory journey together with a client in order to achieve this dream life, this dream career. It's a very client-driven process, I might say.
That's amazing to hear about your journey into coaching. It's clear that so many people, whether they're a leader or just starting out, can benefit from your experience. Tatjana, sometimes another question is that sometimes people confuse coaching with therapy, with training or mentoring. Can you explain the differences?
It does happen. I need to tell you, it does happen often. I want to start first by defining, drawing a certain line between therapy and coaching. Therapist is a specialist that looks into the past, invites the client to look into the past with the purpose to identify triggers in the past that influence current circumstances, current life, and stop client from living fulfilled life. Therapist positions himself above the client. He positions himself as an expert, as a doctor who is treating patient with medicine, sometimes without medicine, sometimes with powerful techniques, methods. On the other hand, coach and a client, they are partners, equal partners. Coaching is forward-looking approach from now towards the future. Coach sees client as an expert in his business, in his life, that has all ins and outs as a resource. So the role of the coach, if we imagine with you dark wardrobe where it's hard to see something at night, let's say, right? Coach is someone who turns on the flashlight and holds
Everything is
the
clear.
flashlight for the client. So he would see everything inside of this wardrobe. And the flashlight are actually techniques, powerful coaching techniques that are based on neuroscience, positive psychology, adulthood learning. So in a nutshell, this is coaching. At ICF, for example, they provide analogy with learning how to cycle, how to ride a bicycle. So, for example, if mentor, he shares that this is how I have been learning how to ride a bicycle. This is how I have been riding a bicycle. I will share with you my experience, then you can learn from my experience. This is usually done in an informal setting, long-term, friendly relationships. Consultant is a specialist that actually explains, okay, where you need to put your leg, where are the brakes. So all the technical parts that are very much solution oriented. Trainer is a specialist that explains the theory, how it is to ride a bicycle. Practical tips. Therapist. He explains how cycling impacts your self-esteem, looks into the past, and coach, he embarks on a journey, on exploratory journey, and supports the client through this journey with questions, with delving into why, question why, what stands behind this drive, strengthening self-belief, identifying limiting beliefs, defining the plan, and defining how, together with the client, how client can be accountable for the journey.
Clear and clear explanation. Thank you very much. For the last question, I want to say, as a co-founder of your talent consultancy and founder of Login Coaching, what challenges have you faced while building these businesses, and how you overcome them?
Building a business is challenging. Building a business, can be also lonely. Because once you decide to start business of your own, you understand that at the beginning, especially if you're a solopreneur, you are all departments. Your law department, your financial department, your marketing department. This is challenging. This is challenging, especially at the beginning, especially after you have been used to working at big companies where there were clear divisions between departments, and you could always approach marketing department to publish the vacancy and manage the statistics. Here, you build by yourself the house that you want to see, brick by brick, idea by idea, decision by decision. And despite the fact that it is challenging, it requires to adapt, and it also teaches a lot. It teaches to think from different perspectives. It strengthens skills in different parts of business. And once we were able to understand how we really truly see our business and our growth, we were able to translate it and assign, divide tasks, hire legal advisor, hire financial advisor who are handling those operations. But it's also these challenges, they are pleasant challenges. They're empowering challenges.
That's very inspiring. It's clear you put a lot of thought and effort into overcoming these challenges and building something really good. Okay. The questions are all done now. Tatjana, thank you again. Thank you so much. So much. I really enjoyed to um, have this conversation with you. You are like a therapist.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much, Bakari. It has been my pleasure speaking to you and sharing insights. Of course, the process, talent acquisition, and job search, I need to admit that it is a very challenging procedure. So, all the people that are going through it, I want to acknowledge you for all the power that you have and effort that you put into it. It requires time, it requires effort, it requires creativity. And I like to associate also the job search process as a project. See it as a project. And I'm happy to help to craft this project piece by piece. So feel more than welcome to get in touch and we will see what we can do.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really enjoyed hearing your insight. Thank you again, and I hope we get to connect again soon, Tatjana.
We will. Thank you so much, Bahar.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Bye.